I was catfished for 3 months by a boy that used to bully me in class. Let's talk about boys and how they bullied me because of my skin color. Yes. When I was younger, I was bullied for a lot of things, but my skin color was the #1 on the charts, okay? And I used to be way darker than what I am now, which wasn't a problem for me, but seemed to be a problem for everyone else around me. Ninth grade was actually one of the worst years for me because that's the year where I was bullied the freaking most. I had a man who was the same skin color as me come up to me and tell me that he would never date a dark B like me. He would never date a girl as dark as me. All because there was a rumor that he thought that I liked him. So I'm in 9th grade at this time, and in my one particular class, there's this boy who did not like me. He was the class clown, and he would just make fun of my skin color every chance he got. He used to call me the darkest bee he's ever met, charcoal, burnt potato, burnt anything. Like, yes, it did hurt my feelings, but after a certain point, I had kind of just given up, and I ended up moving from that school anyway. So about like a week after I had left school, if I'm thinking about the time frame right, I got this ad on Snapchat. Now, Snapchat back then did not tell you if somebody searched up your name to add you. So I just got an ad from a random account, and it seemed to be a boy, and we're just gonna call it Alleyway. Now, Alleyway immediately texted me after I had added them back. Alleyway had basically said, like, send a picture of yourself, and I did, and me and Alleyway started talking. Very quickly, I may add. But I had to hide this relationship from my dad. He did not know about Alleyway. And the relationship seems just fine. But after every single time, like, we were planning to, like, Snapchat audio, he would bail out on me. After like 2-3 months of this, I started to think something was suspicious. One day I had just straight up asked him. I was like, hey, Alleyway, can you just tell me that at this point I did not call him that, but I was like, are you a catfish? Like, are you catfishing me? And he was like, no, like, I would never catfish you. You're the love of my life. I would never do that. Like, I'm trying to call you, but like my mom is strict. And he was making up every excuse in the book. And it got to the point to where I was like, okay, I'm giving you an ultimatum. Either we get on the phone or I'm done with you, right? And he was like, no. Okay, I just have to tell you the truth. I'm not who you think I am. And immediately I was thinking an old white man. I was thinking a creeper who wanted to talk to little girls. I was not thinking my bully from my school. He ends up telling me that he is the guy who used to bully me in class for my skin color, and he's liked me that entire time. He just couldn't tell me he liked me because of my skin color. What? So immediately after that, I was so embarrassed and shocked because I was parading that relationship. Like, even though I don't count that as a relationship, that's a talking stage. Like, actually, I was catfish. It didn't count. So I'm literally like, what? I took the biggest L of my life in that moment. And from that point on, I believed that I was asexual. I did not care about crushes with boys, even though I knew deep down I was a hopeless romantic and I wanted to be swept off of my feet. My 14 little self could not accept the fact that I was bullied so bad into being in a relationship with the same guy who bullied me for 3 months, and then he reveals that he had a crush on me the entire time, but couldn't let me know because of how dark I was, and he would probably never take me seriously because of how dark I was.
Okay guys, so story time on how I let my boyfriend stay the night at my best friend's house, and it did in fact backfire. So me and my boyfriend are doing long distance right now because we met at school, and we're about 2 hours apart, and I guess it's like medium distance, but we've only been dating for about 2 months. Also, disclosure, I'm gonna stop the videos a lot because I don't want to like stutter and I don't really know how to explain it yet. So my boyfriend came up for the day to like see me and whatever, and he was gonna go back home, but it got really late and he didn't want to drive home super late. So we like asked my family if he could stay like at my house, but my parents are super strict and they didn't want like him staying the night at our house, especially since we haven't been dating super long. So my best friend, like, you know, I was telling her like the situation, and she suggested that he should stay the night at her house. Okay, so then I was like, yes, like that's a perfect idea. Her mom was okay with it, and like me and her, she's my childhood best friend, like best friends for like a long time, like over 10 years. And I told him about the idea and he was like all for it, like yes. So this is where the fun part comes in, because let me just tell you, it got weird. So at first, like, I thought everything was normal and like it was fine, and then we were all in the car together. It was when I posted the video about it, and after that video he was like, wait, since like I'm staying the night at her house, like shouldn't I have her phone number so that way she can like send me the address and stuff? And she literally gave him her phone number. like I was sitting in the middle of them and they were just like chit-chatting like over me and like exchanging socials, which I thought was really weird. So then the night ended, whatever, they got back to her house and they both stopped responding to me, like Snapchat, messages, calls, like whatever. Like me and him call every night. I did not get a call, I did not get a text, I got nothing from either of them. I did not sleep at all. I slept so bad. And then the next morning, which would have been like this morning, literally this morning, we went to go get breakfast because like before he left or whatever. Oh, excuse me. And the whole like time that we were at breakfast, it was just weird. Like all of it was so weird. And I was like, okay, what is going on? So then we're sitting at the table and like he's swearing that everything is fine, like everything's normal. And then I see a notification, like a message from her pop up like on his phone. And so I asked him what it was. I was like, what is that? He did not want to tell me. He was like really weird, but I was like, oh, it's nothing. Like she was probably just like asking about you or something. I was like, okay. So I grabbed his phone and the text said that she had a great time last night. And I still, like, we've kind of been arguing about it all day, but like I still don't have like full details. So I'm gonna have to make a part 2, unfortunately, whenever I have all the details of like what happened, if y'all want to know. But basically, yeah, so today's been rough.
Guys, I'm about to tell you what happened at school because this is like so weird. Like I'm genuinely confused on what goes on into some people's brains. Okay, so I'm a freshman, right? I barely know anybody because at my middle school, half of the people from my middle school went to a different high school as me. So, and I'm also an introvert. So since I don't know anybody, I decided to make friends, okay, or like just talk to people. So it was lunchtime at school, and in my school we have like a cafeteria if you want to eat in the cafeteria or if you want to eat outside. I chose to eat outside because eating in the cafeteria is just boring to me and it is just really loud. So I have lunch 4th period, and in my 3rd period I just made like this one NPC friend because I was bored and I didn't want to eat by myself at lunch, so I just sit with him, right? He's an NPC. So we were just walking outside and I saw these 2 guys, right? I was like, oh wait, maybe I can be friends with them, right? So I went up to them and I was like, what's your name? Like, and just being like, you know. And also, I don't like them, right? I wouldn't date them, but like if they asked, I would. Okay, so after I was done talking to them, this one girl that I don't know, she came up to me and she was basically like, hey, trying to start a conversation. And then she was like, so you know how you don't want other people dating your ex? And I was like, yeah. And then she was like, yeah, so me and him, you know that guy you just like talked to? Me and him like just broke up. And I'm like, oh, like what the, like, hello? And then she also asked me, do I like anybody? And then she started saying that. I was like, no. And then she started saying that. And then she asked for a number. Okay, so I just thought that whole conversation was weird. So next class, I told this girl that was in my class like what just happened because I just felt that was weird. And turns out the girl I just told what happened went to the same middle school as a girl that was just telling me about the guy she dated. And then she was basically like, oh yeah, she's messy, I don't think you want to be friends with her, she was really obsessed with that guy. It was weird that she got your number. I'm just basically confused on that whole situation. Like, do you think that girl's trying to keep tabs on me or like befriend me so I don't date her ex?
These are some rules that my boyfriend has for me, and before you guys like say that this is crazy, we have respect in our relationship and we trust each other, and I think these are valid rules for him to have for me. Okay, so I can only go to the gym if he's coming with me. Like, he doesn't let me go to the gym by myself because he thinks that like guys are just gonna be looking at me weird, and you know what, I understand. So we go to the gym together. I have to let him go through my phone once a week. And at first I didn't really like this. I was like, that's weird, but at the end of the day, like, it just reassures him, and I don't really see a big deal in it. Like, whatever, you can go through my phone, so whatever. I'm only allowed to wear bikinis like when I'm by myself with him, like if we're at his pool or whatever. But when we go to the beach and like there's other people there, I can only wear one piece. Like, he doesn't like me going anywhere public with a bikini on. This one I feel like is pretty normal because I feel like a lot of people like have this as a rule. I'm not allowed to have any guy friends. Like, this one some people might find weird. Like, I'm not even allowed to be friends with my guy cousins. But whatever, like, I don't even really care. Like, if my man doesn't feel comfortable with it, like, it's fine. Every time I'm hanging out with my friends, I have to send them a video of like my surroundings and who's there hanging out with us, which I think is fine. Like, I mean, if he wants to see who I'm with, like, that's fine. Like, sometimes I do the same thing. I'm like, oh, like, can you show me who you're with or like where you are or whatever. This one I don't think is a big deal at all, but I'm just gonna say it. I have to have all my exes blocked on everything, and I mean, I don't care, like, whatever, but yeah. So my boyfriend doesn't let me sleep over my best friend's house. She's only allowed to sleep over my house because he doesn't trust that, like, if I sleep over, like, we won't have boys over or whatever. I don't know, like, it's weird, but I don't care. Like, she's allowed to sleep over my house, so it's fine. There's more rules, but I don't know, like, there's low-key too many to say. But yeah, that's some of the rules that I have in my relationship with my boyfriend. I think they're all pretty valid. At first, some of them, like, they had to grow on me, but when he, like, explained it to me and why he felt like we needed these boundaries, I understood. And yeah, I love my boyfriend.
Story time! I went on a date with my married coworker. I didn't know it was a date and I didn't know he was married. This is how it all happened. There was a work ice cream social and I had an opportunity to meet people and make friends at work for the first time. So I went to that ice cream social and I introduced myself to everybody and I made a few friends, and one of them was this guy. We're going to call him Ken. So Ken has been there for a few years and we got to talking and he said, do you want to have lunch together? And this was awesome because I haven't had anyone to eat lunch with since I've been working at my job. So I said, yes, let's have lunch. And we ended up having lunch together, just like a 30-minute work break, not a big deal. And he said, what about dinner? Do you want to do dinner sometime? And so we make plans, we exchange phone numbers, and we go to dinner. He doesn't live in the city. I live in DC, and he doesn't know the city as well. So I pick out the restaurant, and we go to Carmen's. I end up making friends with Ken at lunch, and we talk about a lot of things, but I'm not interested in it becoming anything more than friends. I just want friends. And then Ken asked me if I want to go to dinner, and I'm like, yes, of course. I would love to have a friend to have dinner with. So because I'm new to DC, I'm new to the city, I'm still making friends, I was very excited about the opportunity to have dinner with a friend. So Ken and I make plans. He doesn't live in the city, so I pick the restaurant. He wants Italian food, so I pick Carmen's, and it's a family-style Italian restaurant. Really good food. We go to Carmen's, and he's like, I'm so nervous on our dinner date. And I'm like, why are you nervous? He says, I've been so nervous to tell you that I'm married. And I'm like, Ken. And he says, oh, I'm really interested in you, and I was wondering if you were interested in me too. And I was like, no, I just want to be friends. And he got so disappointed.